Hey guys, Mustang Jackson here. So welcome back to the channel. Taking a step out from the side against this new Ranger to show you some differences. So you remember the green Power Ranger? Moment of silence for it. It was a non-EGR truck, where this one's an EGR truck. So I couldn't get the exhaust bolts to break loose to put my other exhaust on it, or I would have just left this one an EGR truck. But since I put all that time on the other one and I can't get the bolts off the manifold because I've broken 2 sockets on it and I'm just not wasting any more time, I'm going to convert this one over to a non-EGR truck. Now I know there's a lot of questions online about, how to do it and what to do. So I'm going to give you an in-depth walkthrough here, and we'll work together along the way to see what it takes to actually get this truck running right. So I want to go ahead and show you, I got both of the exhaust headers off. So you can see right off the bat the difference between the EGR and non-EGR ones. You can see my socket stuck on there, got to beat that thing off. But you see that that is plugged off, and this one has this pipe system coming out of it to the EGR valve. Now, all this bolted up to, here's your 2 intakes. Here's your non-EGR intake and your EGR intake. So you can see where the valve comes off the side of it, and then here's where the valve doesn't. So all the connections seem to be the same here and here. Little difference between the valves. And that's basically about it. All the other connections are the same between the 2 intakes. So that's the big difference there. Now, as far as the computer goes, this is where we might have some question, because you've got this solenoid here that it plugged in to the main wiring harness. Then you come back around here, and I'll show you back down here. It is a vacuum sensor that bolted on that is reading the vacuum on it. So on the other truck, it just has the one going to the intake, but then that one has a plug-in that goes right here. Now I'm going to have to look on the other truck to see if maybe they have resistor plugs in these, or the wiring harness doesn't have them all together. So I'll have to go check that and then get back with you on what it is, but we're going to see if we can't work through this process. So the next step on my EGR delete quest was swapping these wiring harnesses. Now this is the harness that goes on top of the engine. And after getting a look at it, I'm going to venture to say you might have been able to use the EGR one on a non-EGR setup, but I'm not for sure. But let me show you the differences. So all along the coils are the same, so no problems there. Just when you get back up to these plugs, which go in your throttle position, you have an extra one there that went for the EGR. So then you come on around, and then you have one other extra plug there that was actually went into the actuating solenoid, and then the other one went into the check. So you're going down, the oil cinder's the same. So this one came out of an automatic. So as far as I can tell, the plugs are the same because this is a manual. It just ain't gonna be using some of them. So I'll let you know how that works. You got your cinders, that has the cinders. Then you've got your fuel injections. Come back up. Your end plugs that plug into the main harness are identical. Your plugs here are identical. And I found on this one that I was missing an end that this one has. So I'm going to do some robbing back and forth to get a true setup. But I grabbed that, and I also grabbed the engine computer out of the truck, because you will definitely need this, or you'll have to tune, because the computer is going to be looking for EGR signals. So I'll show you on this. It's down inside right there. I know it's hard to see, but you just got 2 bolts. You got the 10 mil in the center that holds the plug, and then the 2 bolts there, and it pulls out this way. So the easiest way to get to it is to take this inner fender out, and that's what I'll do after I get this set up here done. So let's go. So I got the computers out. This is the non-EGR. You see it's an F37F, and this EGR one is an F47F. So I'm not sure if that has to do with the EGR or the automatic transmission. I'd have to do some research, but that is basically the only difference I see in them. So your pins Looks like so. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one into the truck and see if we can't get it running. Alright guys, so that's where I ended the video with the main differences between the EGR and the non-EGR truck. So at this point I put the entire vehicle back together, and I have been driving it, so I've got around 3,000 miles on it with no issues, no engine lights, nothing of that nature. So that's everything you need to successfully change a EGR truck to a non-EGR truck. So thank you. Please like, subscribe, follow, and check me out on Instagram at MustangJackson67. And until next time, let's keep building.